Okay. But I'm gonna show y'all, Alright y'all, so today is the start of the week. Well, technically yesterday because I soaked my beans overnight. So now I'm just gonna go through and pick out any like split ones like that. Look for any that, technically Grandma used to tell me if they float, take them out. So that's what we're gonna do. Or if they're hard like rocks. So. But nowadays, with the way they're processed through the farms and everything, technically you don't have a lot, but I have heard soaking your beans helps with the whole gas thing, you know. Oh. Let's get a strainer here. Here we go. Noise. Alright. Oops. Awesome. That's okay. Now I'll just rinse these off. It's really good. And then we're just going to put them back in the pot that I just got them out of. This came from Temu. I love this thing. I am going to get these out of my sink though because I don't want those going down my drain. Not that they would. Anyway. Alright, so now, because I'm doing several recipes with these beans, I'm not going to put any seasonings other than salt and pepper. Maybe some onion. Yes, some diced onion, dried, dehydrated diced onion. Salt and pepper, because these are going to be chili. These are also going to be beans and rice, and they may be something else. I don't know. So I'm not going to do any like special seasonings with them at this point. I'm just going to put some water in them, let them cook. Alright, so we got our pan on the stove. This is a whole bag, and for those of y'all keeping track, these beans, this bag of beans was $1, so we're at $1. Remember, I did go over 44 cents, so I'm a little upset about that, but it's okay. So I got some diced onion. I got this from Aldi, so you can get all kinds of seasonings from Aldi. So, and I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna do just a couple. I believe this is a tablespoon. I don't know. Don't quote me, but I'm gonna do 1 capful of diced onion. Like I said, this came from Aldi. And then I've got my salt. This came from Temu. Good teaspoon or tablespoon. And then pepper. This little set. I love this little set from Temu. Just a little bit of pepper. Just a little bit. And then I'm just going to turn it on about medium. I'm going to give it a quick stir. Just a quick stir. And then pop a lid on it and let it go. Alright, so for this next batch cooking, we are breaking out the Ninja Foodi. If you don't have a Ninja Foodi, crock pot, pressure cooker, anything like that works. This thing is fabulous. Pressure, steam, slow cook, sous vide, whatever. I'm going to be pressure cooking this. So first thing we're going to do, rinse that rice. Rice can be really, really, really super dirty. So We're gonna rinse this up really good. I've had it under the water, so it should be good. This is the whole bag of rice. This, for those keeping track, was 88 cents. Okay, now put the rice in this bowl. Get away, buddy. Okay, so this is the pot for the Ninja Foodi. I put the rice in this bowl after I rinsed it and just put it in this bowl because I want to measure it so I can make sure that I get the correct portions of rice to. Okay, so about 3 cups of rice, and then I did 1.5 cups of water per cup of rice. All right, so now we're gonna add we had the rice, the water. We're gonna put plenty of salt in here. I'm gonna add a little pepper because I like black pepper. And now the thing about the Ninja Foodi, this is your tender crisp. So this is your crisping. But we don't want that. We want the pressure. So you're gonna put your pressure lid on, lock it in, make sure the valve is closed. Open. It tells you right here. Vent. I think that says vent. I don't know. What does that say? Yeah, that says vent. We don't want it to vent. We want it to be closed. Sorry, y'all couldn't see. So this says seal. So we want it sealed. This is vent. So we're going to seal it. It's our pressure cooker. We're going to turn it to pressure, high. And then right here on the time, we're going to hit the time button. And we're going to do 10 minutes. And then, I'm going to just start. And that's going to let it go. You're going to cook your rice. That's going to go off. Once that goes off, it'll do a natural pressure release. But then you'll come and you'll release the rest of it and vent it right there. Easy peasy. Beans, y'all. Okay. These are done. Yay. And I have fluffed the rice. The rice is done. So now we are going to do some portioning. These are for my oatmeal, so these we're going to move out of the way. So according to my agendaed menu, we're going to have beans and rice with the smoked sausage, and we're going to have like a chili casserole with this and the beans. And then we're also going to have chicken and rice with the canned chicken and rice. So we're going to portion this up in different areas so that we'll have it all ready for when it's time to go. Okay, so beans and rice, I think we'll use the bigger one for that. And I think I'm going to go ahead and put, how about that? My cat's trying to get into the cabinet. So I'm going to go ahead and put the beans in this big one here. Okay, so this is going to be for the beans and rice. I did keep some of the bean juice. Then for the cowboy casserole, I'm going to put it in one of these because I'm not going to need as many, or, you know, I'm not going to need as much bean for that. Okay, so a lot of beans. So beans and rice. We'll do seasonings, and we'll do the rice, and we'll do the smoked sausage, and we'll mix all that together. But right now, like I said, these are just salt, pepper, diced onion, water. No seasonings because we want to season them up as we go with the meals. So these will go in the fridge. I'm going to let them chill a little bit before I put them in the fridge. This will be for the cowboy casserole. We will do chili seasonings with this one. I'm probably going to add this with these and some chili powder and, you know, mix all that up with some ground turkey and then throw that in. And then put this on top and make that together, and that's going to be our cowboy casserole. So that's going to be the beans for that. And then we have the rice. Okay, so then we have this rice. Now remember, this was a whole pack of rice. So we're going to be doing the beans and rice, obviously, and then we'll have chicken and rice. And then we may have another rice dish with the other half of the sausage. So I'm just going to put this in a couple of cups here. Noisy, noisy. All right, so there's a couple of scoops. Now this was the brown rice, just with water, salt, and pepper. No seasonings, because it will be seasoned as the week goes along. Now with the rest of this, I'm going to yes. So I'm going to put the rest of this rice in this container, and I think I'm going to stick it in the freezer just to have on hand, because you can freeze rice. This would be good to go into a soup later on, but I don't think I'm going to need this much rice. I just went ahead and cooked it because it was 88 cents, so not bad. And brown rice is good, okay? Anyway. Okay, so we've got our batch cooking done for this week's little extravaganza. So, thanks for watching.